What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Beyonce, and I'm back at it again with another YouTube video. And I've decided to do like this new segment on my channel where every Tuesday I'll do like a storytelling Tuesday, where I will tell like creepy, scary stories from this site. It's called Reddit, and they have like a tag. They have like a tag called like No Sleep Creepypasta, or you can just Google Reddit and scary stories. They have a whole bunch of scary stories, and there's one today called Room 733. Room 733. And that's what I'm going to read for you guys today. Let's just pull it up here. But I'll link it down below if you guys don't want to, or if you guys want to read along and hear me read. Or if you guys will, like, you know, want to read it for yourselves instead of hearing me read. The suicide room. That's what they called Room 733. As if I didn't have them to worry about on my first day as a freshman. We had assigned to dorm room 734, which turns out wasn't one of the nice add-on rooms in the South Hall. No, we found ourselves in the older wing of the building on the 7th floor. I wasn't too bummed out though. At least they honored my request to room with my best friend. Lydia and I spent most of the morning moving ourselves in. By the time my resident advisor came and I was taping up posters and Lydia was reading. "Hi girls, I'm Beth," chirped the bubbly blonde girl as she bounded into our room. "I'll be your RA this year." "Hi," I nodded at her. "Wow, you girls really work fast," she said, taking in our maid beds and hung clothes. Beth picked up a drawing of Cthulhu that Lydia had done over the summer. She turned sideways, studying it. "It lists the Kraken for the Pirates of the Caribbean." Lydia glared at her over the top of her book. "So anyway," the artist continued, "I know our hall isn't as new as the South Hall, but trust me, there's a lot of history there. Here, this building is almost 60 years old." "Yes, I can see that," I said, looking around. "These rooms are pretty small." "Well, people were smaller in the 50s, Beth shrugged. "Really?" Lydia said flatly. "Yep, really." Beth pursed her lips and continued to stand there while the room filled with awkward silence. "So," I said, "the corner room next to us. 733, is it? It looks a lot bigger than our room. Is anyone assigned to that room, or could we maybe—" "Oh, you don't want that room," Beth interrupted. "There were a couple suicides in there, a hanger and a jumper if I remember right. They're not assigning anyone to that room. Anyway, I'd just like to remind you that this is an all-girls floor and guys are not allowed up here after 11. Before we could reply, Beth clapped her hands, and with a quick "well, nice meeting you," she skipped out of the room. Lydia dropped her book on the bed and stood out into the hall. "I hate her." "Did you hear that bomb she fucking dropped? I'm going to call her dumb shit Beth." "Lydia, seriously, suicides?" "Oh, Becca, relax. Every college campus has a few suicides." "Yeah, but in the same room?" Lydia sighed. "Really? Who cares? It's not our room." "Yeah, I guess." I turned to study the little window in our room. "Can you imagine climbing up that tiny window and jumping? You'd be alive for at least 5 seconds before you hit the ground." "Oh, fuck, Becca, can you not?" Lydia glanced at the window and visibly shuddered. "You know I fucking hate heights, and just talking about that shit is raising my blood pressure." "You could always move into the suicide room," I teased her. "That one has a window on each wall. Fuck you." Okay, but seriously think about it. It would take a lot of commitment to squeeze out of that tiny window." "Yo, remember people were apparently smaller back then," Lydia mumbled as she pushed her bed farther away from the window. Since Lydia was an outgoing and friendly person, we made friends at lightning speed. There were a lot of parties in those very first few weeks, and one of which Lydia inevitably met a guy. I known the girl since we were in diapers, so I fully anticipated her having a boyfriend by the end of September. His name was Mike, and wasn't anything special, just your standard frat pledge douche canoe. After about a month on campus, the novelty of college started wearing off. Lydia and I found our stride, and we spent more weekends studying than drinking. Midterms were coming up in a couple of weeks, and I was determined to maintain a 4.0 GPA throughout my freshman year. One night in early October, I was woken up by a loud grinding sound. I sat up in bed and strained to hear it again. Lydia was also wide awake and listening. "Slam!" What the fuck?" she mouthed to me. It wasn't unusual for there to be noise in the hallway since other people came in at all hours of the night, but this sound had definitely come from the next door, the corner room. Grind. "Is that—" "Yeah," Lydia whispered. "That's the window next door." At Lydia's insistence, we kept our window closed at all times. However, there was no mistaking the sound of the window in the room. 733 was being opened and closed again at irregular intervals. "Slam! Who's in there?" Lydia shrugged. "Someone fucking with us? Is it like initiation?" Lydia raised her eyebrow at me. "Initiation to what?" "I don't know, college. Maybe they're hazing the freshmen?" Grind. It opened. "Who is hazing freshmen?" I shrugged. Slam. It's shut. "Becca, I love you, but that was fucking stupid." I threw a pillow at her. "Well, whoever it is, go tell them to knock it the fuck off." "Me? I'm not risking being thrown out of a window." Grind. "Well, I'm not doing it. I'm an art major. You're a political science major. You go lay down the law." "Fuck that." then call dumb shit back. Isn't this the kind of nonsense she should deal with? Slam. I'm not calling her. Don't you put that evil on me. Fine. Lydia whispered loudly. Then we started to ignore it. I have class at 7:30, she whispered. Grind. Then do something. Ugh, I got out of bed and stomped to the door, threw it open dramatically, and went down the hall to pound on the door to room 733, which simply said supply room. People are trying to sleep. Please fucking stop, I said when there was no answer. Slam. Dude, seriously? I sighed. I stepped back from the door and immediately noticed a problem. Room 733 was padlocked shut from the outside. I hurried back to my room. What happened? Lydia asked. I'm not going anywhere near that fucking room again. It's locked from the outside. I don't know how anybody can get in there. So you're saying spooky ghosts? She laughed. No, I'm saying there's creepy shit going on inside a room colloquially called the suicide room. Lydia scoffed and rolled back over to go to sleep. She had been a drama major. We didn't hear the window next door again that night, but the next morning you could clearly see from outside that both windows in the corner room were now wide open. I watched the windows on room 733 for an entire week, but they remained open. Occasionally at night, I thought I could hear a noise next door like marbles dropping on the floor and rolling across the floor. Since I never woke Lydia up, I never bothered to say anything. One afternoon, I was alone in my dorm, editing the notes on my laptop. I had my headphones in, but the music wasn't loud enough to cover the noise. Someone knocking on the door. Come in, I said without looking up from the screen. A moment went by, then I heard the knocking again. I jerked my earbuds out and slammed the laptop closed. I turned around. Come. What the fuck? The door to the hall was wide open. I left it open on purpose, since Ian, a junior I was dating, was supposed to be stopping by. I heard the knocking again from behind me, and I literally jumped out of my chair. It had come from the other side of the room, the closet door. It was the closet that shared a wall with room 733. Lydia, you're not fucking funny. Nothing. Lydia, I swear to God, I'll punch you in your face. Silence. I walked over to the closet door and grasped the handle. Lydia, you're a fucking what? Her voice came from the doorway behind me. I let go of the doorknob and stumbled back, wide-eyed. Lydia threw her stuff on the bed and turned to me, crossing her arms. I'm a fucking what? I thought you were hiding in the closet, I said lamely. What? Why? Because someone was knocking on the door. Jesus, Becca. Lydia rubbed her forehead and walked over to the closet, throwing open the door. There was nothing there but clothes and boxes. She made a swipe of her arm after saying, what now? I swear, Becca, there's no one here. I know what I heard. We glared at each other until our little standoff was interrupted by the timely arrival of Ian. He immediately sensed tension in the room. Hi, ladies. What's new? I gave my roommate a hostile look. There's strange shit going on in that room next door, but that's not new. Which room, 735 or the empty one? The empty one, he emphasized. 733, you got my surprise. That's the suicide room. Right, we heard about the deaths. I sat down on my bed. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. 3 suicides all in one room? 3? Lydia raised her eyebrows. We were told there were 2. Well, there was a couple people in the 70s and then some guy about 10 years ago. He jumped out the window. Lydia and I both shuddered. Although she was much worse, we were both terrified of heights. A falling death was about the worst thing I could think of. I will admit that 3 suicides in the same dorm was fucking disturbing, Lydia said in an apologetic tone. Yeah, I heard there's something in that room, Ian said. Like what? No one knows, but every year someone has a new theory. Usually right around Halloween, something gets published in the campus paper. Whatever is in here, though, it ain't friendly. So has everyone ever killed themselves in the neighboring rooms like this one? Nah, I guess 733. Honestly, I was surprised when I heard they were opening the North Hall this year. They told us we were the biggest incoming freshman class in 20 years, I said absent-mindedly. Yeah, I heard that too. You could request a room change. Ian sat down on the bed next to me and I leaned against his shoulder. Yeah, but they wouldn't keep us together, Lydia cut in. Becca and I have been best friends for 15 years. We can't room with other people. So should we just keep living here, next to Staten? I glanced at the closet door again. Lydia shrugged. At least we'll have some stories to tell after graduation. These aren't the kind of stories I want to tell. A few days later, Lydia began to believe my closet story. I woke up in the middle of the night to the sound of someone whispering. I looked over at Lydia, who was already staring at me with wide eyes. She brought a finger to her lips. I listened intently, trying to hear what the voice was saying and where it was coming from, but I couldn't understand even one word. I got out of my bed and tiptoed over to Lydia's. The whispering was definitely louder over there, but then she shared the wall with room 733. I listened harder. Never take your mouth off walls. What the hell? Lydia leaned over and put her ear up to the wall. The whisper suddenly stopped and I leaned closer. Suddenly there was a loud bang from the other side. Lydia immediately recoiled and clutched her ear in pain. Someone was in there. Suddenly more angry than scared, I again threw our door open and stomped over to the supposedly empty supply room. I banged on the door loudly, not caring who else I woke up at this point. Are you fucking kidding me? I yelled at the door. This shit isn't funny anymore. Come out of that fucking room, you asshole. Silence, and then the doorknob started to turn. I don't know what I expected to happen, but it wasn't that. I backed up so far from the door that I ran to the opposite wall. When the handle had turned all the way down, something started to push from the other side. The door groaned loudly, but the locks held. I held my breath until the pressure of the door subsided and the handle slowly returned to its normal position. I noticed Lydia peeking her head out of our room. She held up her hands as if to say, "What happened?" "Someone thinks they're funny," I answered her out loud. She shook her head and disappeared back into our room. I knelt down on the floor and brought my head down to the carpet, peering under the door crack. It was the first time I had seen into the corner room. Room 733 was definitely a supply closet. There were chairs stacked along one wall and bed frames along the other. 2 rotting mattresses were piled under one of the windows, and a thick layer of dust covered everything in the room. The windows were absolutely huge, which is something you couldn't really tell by looking up at the building. They were open as always, and I could definitely see how someone could easily climb through them to the outside ledge. The rooms didn't look like it had been disturbed in a couple of decades, listening to shudder whacking through my body. The moonlight, which had been providing enough light to see into the room, suddenly vanished and only to a pitch black inside. I blinked rapidly, trying to adjust my night vision. I squeezed my eyes shut, and when I opened them, a large yellow eye was looking back at me, only a few inches away from my face on the other side of the door. I screamed and woke up half the dorm. There was no denying that things were escalating. The next morning, Lydia and I put in dorm change requests with the resident services and hope for the best. In the meantime, we agreed to never be alone in our dorm room at night. Either we both spent the night at home, or neither of us did. We started spending most nights with our respective boyfriends. I told Ian everything that happened, and he suggested maybe I talk to the campus Paranormal Society. I hesitantly made an appointment, and Lydia and I met with a small, cleanly dressed kid named Craig and 4 of his colleagues the following Tuesday. We told him everything we could remember, every incident, no matter how small. Craig and the 4 of the members of the Paranormal Society sat quietly and took notes for half an hour. It wasn't until we finished that anyone spoke. "Is that all?" Craig asked. "Yes," I said slowly. "Would you mind waiting out in the hall for a few minutes so that I can maybe confer with my colleagues?" "Sure." Lydia smiled indulgently and stood up. "Whatever you need." The door had barely shut behind us when Lydia snorted and rolled her eyes. "Let's go." "Go where?" I asked. "Are you serious?" "Lydia, come on, we need help. I'm freaking out. We haven't stayed one night in our dorm since Thursday, so this isn't something we should just brush off." "Okay." She threw her hands up. Let's hear what they have to say, and then we can go over to resident services and check on our move requests. We loitered out in the hallway for another 15 minutes before Craig came out and asked us to come back up and have a seat. With all the pomp and circumstance of a meeting of Parliament, Craig cleared his throat and made his diagnosis. "What you're doing, ladies, is a very angry ghost." "Is that a professional opinion, Craig?" Lydia said. I shot her a look. "Yes, a very vengeful spirit." "A spirit?" I asked. I very much doubted that that's what we're dealing with." "Yes," answered one of the not Craigs. "That's a ghost to layperson." "Jesus Christ," Lydia groaned and rubbed her temples. Mistaking Lydia's frustration with despair, Greg rushed right into his speech. "Don't be afraid, ladies. We're going to take care of you. It is true that spirits can be quite a headache if you don't know how to exercise them with them, which is why it is good you came to us. Suicides almost always result in angry ghosts. They need revenge." "Revenge on whom?" I asked. "On the other students. Perhaps a particular spirit was bullied into taking his own life and now seeks to torment others." Listen. "We can take care of this for you right away. All we ask is a small donation to the society." Craig continued. "We honestly didn't realize that the room was having this much activity. It's really very exciting." "Great, well, thank you for your time," Lydia said as she grabbed my hand and pulled me out of my chair. Do you want to set something up for this weekend?" Craig asked. "Tell you what, we'll call you." Lydia hurried me out of the room wearing a worried look, and we didn't speak again until we were almost to the admin building. "That was a waste of time," she said. "Look, I'm not joking with you, but Becca, tell me why you didn't honestly buy into that." "Becca, tell me you didn't honestly buy into that." "So you don't think it's I was having trouble even saying the word. It sounds so ridiculous. Ghost? Well, I don't fucking know, but neither do they. That guy had no idea what the fuck he was talking about." I pulled my hood lower over my eyes as we stepped into the line at the resident services desk. "Let me put it this way," Lydia continued. "They're playing Ghostbusters and we're living like an exorcist." "Fine," I said. I sighed. "Then what are you going to do? Just keep sleeping at Mike and Ian so we get reassigned?" "I just want this to end." Lydia crossed her arms and stared straight ahead. "We want this all to end. Even if living next to that fucking room wasn't scary enough, it was sure as hell distracting." "Alright, well, I mean, we'll probably stay during daylight hours, so as long as we don't spend nights there, we should be okay. Our room is only a ghost adjacent after all, and our new assignments will come through soon." I checked my watch. Fuck, it's almost 2. "Shit, really? I gotta go." Mike got hooked into the Sigma Chi and he's getting initiated today. Oh yeah, I forgot he rushed. The girl at the desk waved us forward. I hadn't even realized we reached the front of the line. Let me know if they say Lydia said she went out the door. The girl at the desk eyed me suspiciously as I approached. Hi, you're the girl trying to move at 734 in Riley, aren't you? She caught me off guard. Yeah, I'm one of them. How'd you know? Sorry, I overheard you. I also saw your father cross my desk a few days ago and I gotta ask, why are you looking at the transfer room exactly? I was tired, I was beaten down, I didn't have the energy to think of a lie. Because shit is going on in that empty room next door and it's really freaking us out. Noises, whispers, knocking. The other night I saw someone. You saw someone? Yeah. In room 733? Yeah, I looked under the door and there was definitely someone in there. The girl narrowed her eyes at me for a moment, then nodded for no particular reason. Well, your rooms aren't ready, but I've pushed them through as a priority. Right now you're stuck though. There just isn't anywhere else to put you. I sighed. I figured just as much. I'm Alex, she continued. And look, I've actually done a lot of research on the Riley suicides, and I think I can help you. Or at the very least, offer some insight. Really? I asked hesitantly. Absolutely. I'm in Taylor Hall, room 310. I'll be back to my dorm by 4 today. Thanks. We just came from the Paranormal Society on campus. Ugh, say no more. Alice rolled her eyes. Yeah, so I'll definitely see you at 4. Great, Alice said as she smiled. Ooh. I was early to Taylor, but then so was she. I told our story for the second time that day, and Alex was unafraid to interrupt with questions. Though her queries didn't betray her thoughts. When I was finished, she leaned back in her chair and sighed deeply. I can't believe it, she shook her head. I always heard rumors about it, but I honestly doubt any of it was true. I can assure you, everything I told you is absolutely true. And how is it now, when you're there? We aren't ever there at night, but during the day we heard scratching on the wall, really quiet whispering, and sometimes we still hear the window opening and closing in broad fucking daylight. However, every time I look up from the street, the windows to 733 are open. Alice nodded. For the record, I don't think you're in any danger. As much as it sucks, you guys are simply a casualty. You just need to stay out of room 733. I snorted. Are you kidding? I would never go in there. I believe that you believe that, but this thing, whatever it is tricky, manipulative, a liar, and it's smarter than you. I'll try not to be offended by that. You shouldn't be. Why do you think it is? Something very old and evil. I regarded her skeptically and then let my eyes wander around the room. I hadn't really noticed the decor before, but to say Alice had an interest in the cult was an understatement. I can't see any situation where I'll be compelled to enter that room. I know, but you have to be prepared that there may come a time where you have to make a decision about entering that room. Because what you're dealing with is ready to kill 5 people. 5? I thought it was 3! Yeah, well, not everyone's inclined to do the level of research that I do. Let's see, there was Ellen Burnham in 1961. She jumped out the window. She was the very first. And then Tad Collinsworth in 1968. He jumped too. Marissa Gregg in 1975. She hung herself. Erin Murphy in 1979. She jumped. And then Eric Dustin in 1992. He hung himself. 5 suicides? How could the university still let people live in there? They don't, apparently. That's why it's a supply room. And then back then, every few years, once everyone who remembered had graduated, the room would be reassigned. This was before the internet, and the incoming freshmen were clueless. But after that last one, Eric Dustin, they closed the entire North Hall of the 7th floor and built one room with South Hall. So what does it want? Alice shrugged. Chaos, death, souls, who knows? No one even knows what it is. So what do we know? We know that it's somehow bound to that room, though it seems to have minimal influence just outside it. We know that everyone who has ever died was alone at that time, and we know that it's a trickster. That's what we know. It wasn't enough. Why did they do it? I asked quietly. The victims? I nodded. All I know is what's rumored to be in the evidence files. All suicides are found in the pictures or writings that were considered unspeakable at the time. They contain horrible, evil things that would make you physically sick or read to see, they say. And these people, they drew them? They wrote that stuff? Yep, whatever's in that room drove them mad. That's fucking terrifying. Have you guys considered getting somebody to bless the room? Jesus. Well, you have a hard time getting him, but perhaps some sort of a holy person. No, I mean Jesus. He's talking about exorcism? Alex shrugged. Maybe. The rumor in the 70s was that this is all started with the Ouija board game gone wrong in 1961. Really? That's just made by Hasbro. Not in the 60s it wasn't. Anyway, it's just a rumor. The only person on campus who would know is Tom Moen, an admin. I've tried to talk to him before, but he refused to see me. Did he go here in 1961? Yes, and he was staying in Riley. I suppose we'll try to chase him down on campus. Can we talk to him tomorrow? We can try. Mr. Moore wouldn't see us that day or the next. We tried to catch him on his lunch hour and then again while he was leaving work, but he got around us every time. It was soon clear that the old man was actively avoiding us. Lydia and I had seen little of each other ever since we had continued to sleep in other dorms. I went to our room twice a day, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. Usually the other room was silent, but that didn't make me feel better. I could always sense something on the other side of the wall, somehow matching. I catch my breath. Somehow watching me. It felt like the calm before the storm. The Thursday before Halloween, I came back to the dorm to shower in the evening, much later than usual. I seen Lydia that afternoon. She informed me that she had enough clothes stored at Mike's to last until graduation, so I knew I'd be there alone. I showered in the hall in the safety of the bathrooms and then walked back to my room to change. I was supposed to meet Ian in half an hour to head out to a party, and I wanted to get out of there as quick as possible. Since the silence was unnerving me, I threw my iPod on the docking station and turned up the AC/DC. I got dressed and then stood in front of the mirror to dry my hair. I flipped my head over and blow dried upside down to try to give my hair some volume. When I flipped my head back up and checked off the blow dry, I immediately noticed the silence in the room. But that wasn't all I noticed. It wasn't my dorm anymore. Behind me reflected the dusty bed frames and large open windows of room 733. I spun around in a panic to find that I was actually standing in my own room. I looked back at the mirror to see that 733 still reflected there. I looked back at the mirror to see that 733 still reflected there. A slight movement behind me was all it took to make me run. I grabbed my purse and my phone and I fled from my room, slamming the door behind me. On the elevator ride down, I called Alice. "I can't do any more," I said when she picked up. "I can't go back in the room again. I can't ever go back." "What happened?" I just told her. "Jesus, what do you want to do?" she asked. "I need to talk to someone who knows what the fuck is going on." "Is Tom Moen the only person we know was here in F61? "The only one I know of. Maybe we can get him on his way tomorrow morning." We'll just corner him and refuse to move until he tells us something. He comes in at 6:30 according to the schedule I have. "Do you want to meet me outside of the Starbucks in the atrium?" "Fuck yeah, I do. I have a class at 7:30, but I'll blow it off." "Okay, see you then." I wasn't usually much for parties, but I was glad I was going to one that night. As soon as we got there, I asked Ian to get me a drink. Since I wasn't usually much of a drinker, he gave me a raised eyebrow. I gave him a brief synopsis of what happened earlier, hoping he would think I was crazy. Ian made me a scotch and coke. It was the first of many. Around midnight, I went to have a cigarette and checked my phone. I had a voicemail from Lydia at 11:04 p.m. "Hey Becca, listen, I just had a huge fucking fight with Mike. I guess his friend decided that for this Halloween this year, all of the new brothers have to spend the night in the suicide room in our dorm. I can't fucking take it. He knows what's been going on with us and he's still agreed to do this. He now convinced me that Sigma Chi is behind all the stuff going on in room 733 because they've been trying to drum it up buzz for their Halloween deal." I hit end through my phone in my bag. No wonder Lydia was pissed. This is not good. Not good at all. I found Ian inside and asked him to take me home. I was suddenly very stressed, very tired, and very drunk. When the alarm went off at 6 a.m., it took everything I had to pull myself out of bed. I got dressed in the clothes I wore the night before and shuffled my way across campus to the atrium. Alice was already there with a black coffee in hand. "I figured you need this," she laughed. "How'd you know?" "Your text." "I texted you last night?" "Yeah, at about 1. You told me about Sigma Chi." "Oh God, yeah." I pushed my sunglasses higher up my nose and pulled my hood lower over my eyes. "Those guys are idiots. Remember how I told you that it's crafty? Well, what if the point of messing with you was to make 733 provocative, to seduce people into going inside? No one has been in that room for years. Can you imagine how hungry that thing is? Do you think they're really at risk?" I asked as I sat down on the steps of the atrium building. "Yeah. In fact, the only thing they have going for them is that those suicide victims were all alone at the time of their deaths. So it'll be less powerful with all of them there. Theoretically, we would know that a lot more if we knew what it was. And we can't know what it is without knowing how it got here. And that's why we need Moen." "What time is he exactly supposed to get here?" "Actually, 20 minutes ago," Alice said grimly. It was another half an hour before we reassigned ourselves to the fact that Mr. Moen had snuck around us as usual. We went to the front office, hoping to beg again for an appointment with him anyway. The woman at the admin desk regarded us coldly. "Tom isn't coming in today, or any other day for that matter. He quit yesterday. Looks like we won't be harassing him anymore." "We weren't harassing him," I said. "We just desperately needed to talk to him." "We still do," added Alice. "Well, you won't get any of his personal information from me," she said snidely and walked away. "What the fuck do we do now?" I asked Alice. "Without Tom Moen, there's nothing left to do." "Alice, fuck, I can't go back into that room." "Well, then I guess it's good your transfers came through." "They did?" "Yep, I got the notice when I checked my work email this morning. You're going to Morton and Lydia's going to Tinsley." "Oh, thank God." I thought you'd be happy about that. I also convinced my boss not to sign anyone else from 734. Thank fuck. The only thing is that you'll be able to move until Monday. I can last for the weekend, especially now that the end is in sight. I have to tell Lydia. I opened my phone to pull up Lydia's number, but my attention was caught by the red 1 badge over the voicemail logo. I hit play. It was Western message from that night. You even look at his dumb fucking face anymore, so I'm gonna head home. Don't worry about me. I'll be okay. I'm drunk enough to sleep through any bullshit from next door. I'm just so fucking pissed off right now. I will honestly rather deal with dumb shit Beth than Michael, my parents, with his siblings because I'm that fucking retarded Benson. Let's hang out tomorrow. Love ya. The message ended. God damn it. Alice gave me a questioning look. Lydia spent the night in our dorm. Alice cringed. She's safe, right, though? She's safe, though, right? As long as she doesn't go on 733. She won't. I thought of the always open lounge windows of the corner room. If nothing else, the mere thought of those would keep Lydia the hell out of that room. Good. But with since nothing else to do you want to go look for theology books in the library? It's pretty much the only thing open right now. Sure, I shrugged. I didn't have any other class until 10. The little old lady who sat behind the library's checkout desk must have been about 1,000 years old. Miss Stapleton's eyes were small, watery, and her skin looked like it was melting off her skull. Still, she was nice and knowledgeable, and she sent us in the right direction for books on demonology, though she gave us a curious look as she did. There wasn't much. We did everything we could, but it either wasn't relevant or wasn't in English. We returned to her desk 30 minutes later. Ah, do you have anything on the occult? The occult? Her voice trailed off. Yes, I do. Over there to the left of the reference station. Okay, thanks. I'm too hungover to use the Dewey Decimal System, I said. I don't think she likes the look of us, Alice whispered as she walked away. Our look or our subject matter? Probably neither. Within the hour, we were back up at her desk, having struck out again. We could tell she was getting annoyed as her eyes narrowed, especially at us as we approached. Sorry, do you know where we could find something on seances or Ouija boards or... Now listen, girls. Miss Stapley stood up from her desk and looked over her glasses at us. I hope this is really for class. It is, I said. It's not, Alice answered simultaneously. It's for personal research. Research? What kind of research? Look, we're not going to mess with the Ouija board or anything, I said. Good. Miss Stapley smoothed her pleated pants and sat back down because I can't have that sort of thing going on her again. Again? Alice latched on. The older woman suddenly looked very uncomfortable and started fidgeting with the stack of books on her desk. We may have something on seances and... Miss Stapley, we're researching what happened in Raleigh in 1961. Alice interrupted. And also what's been happening there ever since. Well, it's no secret, is it? A student committed suicide in that room. Dreadful, but not unheard of on a university campus. 5 students, I corrected her. You know that, right? I'll say something very fast, because you sound like you're well-versed in this history. Please tell us how it started. You're going to be able to end it. End it? Miss Stapley's voice became quieter, more concentrated. Don't be so arrogant, young lady. You can't end it. People have always died in that room, and they always will. There's no end to it, so you best stay far away from it. But maybe if we knew how it all started, it started as you think it did. But everyone that was involved is either very old or very dead right now. Just stay away from that room. Concentrate on your studies. I leaned over her desk. Well, I'd love to, but they assigned my friend and me to the room next door. Maybe you can forget about all the suicides, but we can't. You won't fucking let us. Young lady, I never forget. Miss Davy's voice is even quieter now. My friend Ellen was the first to be killed in that room. She was my very best friend, and not a night goes by that I don't imagine her wiggling up that tiny window, standing upon the cold ledge on her bare feet and jumping off the 7th floor of that building. Alice sighed. I'm really sorry, I didn't know. Yes. Well, these are old wounds, my dear. Now, girls, I suggest you request a room reassignment immediately. No one should be living on the 7th floor of that building, and that's all I'm going to tell you about it. Alice sighed, but resigned herself to a nod. You wouldn't learn anything more here. Still, it was quite a breakthrough. At least we have some information now. Alice walked away, and I made to follow her, but my feet wouldn't move. Something was bothering me. Small yet poignant word has been buried in Miss Stapley's story. A word that suddenly seemed very important. Miss Stapley, I asked, the title woman at the desk, why did you refer to the windows in 733 tiny? Because I've seen those windows and they're huge, like 5 feet tall. Dear, you're thinking of the corner room. That's a supply closet. Room 733 is next door to that. No, I stuttered. That's room 734. Yes, well, it is now. When they built the additional rooms onto the south hall, they moved all the numbers down. Oh my god, I suddenly felt very hot and very dizzy. That sneaky fucker. Alice whispered next to me, her skin paling. Lydia, we took across the campus at a dead run, witnessed only by the few blurry-eyed students on their way to the morning classes. When Riley finally came into view, I stumbled on the pavement as my blood turned to ice. From our vantage point, we could clearly see the windows of our corner room were closed, the first and the only time I had ever seen them that way. And the window to my room was open. ran into the lobby, pushing past several latte-sipping, UGG boot-wearing freshmen who had just gotten off the elevator. I hit 7 and watched the doors close more slowly than they ever had before. I leaned against the wall, trying to steady my breathing. Alice, how the fuck did this happen? I don't know. I don't fucking know. She'd been there all night, Alice, in our room, alone. Alice shook her head, but had nothing to say. When the doors finally opened on the 7th floor, I saw a quiet, deserted hallway. I ran to my room and Alice right behind me. Round the corner, I threw open my door, hoping it wasn't locked, and it wasn't. Lita looked back at me, and for one breathless moment, a cruel glimmer of hope crossed over her tear-streaked face, but it was too late. The next second, she leaned forward so slightly, and she was gone. She screamed the entire way down. Alice ran to the edge where Lydia had just been, while I stood motionless. She struck her head out the window and looked down into the different kind of screaming started from the bottom floor. Alice closed her hand over her mouth and pulled her head back into the room as tears of shock ran down her ghost-white face. The screaming from outside got louder as more people saw what remained of my best friend on the cold pavement. I leaned back against the dresser and slumped to the floor. A falling death. Lydia never wanted a falling death. I absentmindedly picked up one of the pictures that were strewn all over the floor. It was a picture of Lydia's mother. She was dead. I picked up another picture. It was Lydia's baby sister. She was dead too. There were dozens of pictures just like it all over the floor. Lydia had been busy all night. As for the things depicted in them, I cannot tell you. Lydia was a talented artist, and I only saw a few before I got sick on the floor next to me. Alice was standing in the doorway yelling something down the hall. I didn't know she was saying, because all I could hear was a high-pitched whine in the room. Suddenly, a piece of paper slid out from under the crack of the closet door and glided across the floor to me. I picked it up and studied it for a moment. This was drawn by Lydia too, but it wasn't like the others. It was a picture of the closet from my exact vantage point. In the drawing, the door was cracked and there was something looking back from the darkness. I put the paper down and studied the closet. The door was cracked open, just like the picture. The door was cracked open, just like the picture. I squinted my eyes and tried to see inside. Just as I started to distinguish the defined lines of the long face looking back at me, Alice pulled me to my feet. "We need to get out of here," I thought I heard her say. I never went back into the room. My parents moved my things, and I spent the rest of the semester in apartment off campus. I transferred to an out-of-state school for my spring semester, and I finished my degree there. Every night, I would dream of Lydia pulling herself through that tiny window, shimmying out onto the cold edge, standing up and knowing there's nothing between her body and the terrifying abyss in front of her. I watched her look down 7 stories to the black pavement below and realized, though not accept, her terrible fate. I said the blind horror across her familiar features. I heard a wildly pounding heart, desperately trying to race through every beat of the life she should have lived, and knowing it has only mere seconds. I watched her look back at me, and I watched her fall. It's been 9 years since that night, and every fall semester for 9 years I've called resident services to see which dorms are open for the new student assignments. Riley's always open. The 7th floor is closed. This year, life and work got in the way, and I called much later than usual. I was put on hold immediately. Resident services, the man finally answered. "Were you the one asking about the open rooms in Riley?" "Yes, that's me. We're entirely filled up, and there's a waiting list for Riley. But as it happens, you actually have great timing. I make no promises, but we may be able to get you in. We just got approval this morning." "Approval for what?" I said slowly. "We're opening the 7th floor." Wow, guys, I read that story like last night, but it took a turn at the end where the best friend died. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below, and please be sure to turn on the post notifications bell to alert you notifications in case of my posts. And I haven't posted in a while because I've been caught up with, like, my birthday was last week on the 24th of May. I've been like trying to get a job and going to interviews and things. Like, my summer has been more hectic kind of than I thought it would be, but I should be back to uploading more often. But please be sure to follow me on Instagram at Keeping Up with Holly, and my Snapchat's at Holly Kardashian. And also, if you guys like this kind of videos, comment down below and let me know, because I like reading them. Like, they're really interesting to read, and I like them a lot. Like, I'm really gonna read another one right now because I really like them. They're really good. And also, we hit 200. I haven't done this in a while. We're at 200 and I think 28. Oh, 229 subscribers. Keep subscribing, guys, and keep liking and sharing this video, because your girl's trying to hit 1K by the end of summer. It's not summer yet, but like, if you guys get me to 1K, I'll be so happy. I might even throw in a little giveaway for you guys. probably a gift card to Amazon, Sephora. I think I have like boys and girl viewers, so I'm not sure what I will do yet. But thank you so much for watching, and bye.